Hi, I'd like to thank everyone for attending this virtual tour of Union Station, and I would like to thank the CWA and Liz for giving me this opportunity to show you guys some of the work that Gedge Partners has worked on in the city of Chicago. This project that we're specifically going to be looking at is one of 3 projects that was completed with the same developer, general contractor, and architect, which is Riverside Development, Clark Construction, and Gedge Partners. We have 150 North Riverside and 110 North Wacker were the first 2 buildings. The building we're going to be looking at is 320 South Canal, which is starred on the map. It is directly south of the Union Station head house. And on this map, you could also see 17 other projects that Gedge Partners has completed within the city of Chicago. On the site plan, you can see the 9-block radius of the site. To the north is the Union Station head house. In between the Union Station head house and the office tower and plaza, there is an existing CTA bus transit location that has multiple routes stopping and coming and going from the site. To the south, you actually have the Blue Line Clinton stop that makes it very accessible to the city network. And then underground from our site, it is directly connected to Union Station. You have Willis Tower to the east and the river. You can tell based off of the plaza circulation that the goal was to connect all 4 corners of the existing site. We have the entry to a retail space that has become a BMO Bank branch location in our lobby along Canal Street. Then you have a large breezeway that will bring you into the park area. It's also connected. You could see a little passageway of exterior from the breezeway to the CTA bus station. Along the park, you can see there's access points. There's an access ramp in the northwest corner. There's stairs in the southwest corner. And then there's also a secondary access ramp along the south side of the site, along with another set of stairs. So there's great multiple locations of how you can enter into the park. Also on this first level, you'll see that there's retail space that's going to offer some full-service dining options. And a state-of-the-art fitness center will be located on the 3rd floor. And it has 2 levels of underground parking. And as mentioned before, it also has the connection at the parking levels to Union Station. The pedway actually connects to Union Station, and there is a secondary set of stairs that will take you to ground level at the corner of Jackson and Canal. It is a 1.5-acre park, and it is going to be the largest one in the West Loop. 320 South Canal, also known as the Union Station Office Tower, is going to be 1.5 million square feet. It's also going to be the new headquarters location for the BMO Harris Bank, and it'll be 50 stories tall. Now, I would like everyone to enjoy the video of our virtual tour. Hi, we're at 320 South Canal, and we are on level 50 of a 52-story tall office building. This is our tallest occupiable floor, and it also has the tallest terrace. If you look over here, it has straight views of the lake and downtown along Sears Tower. You can also even see some skyscrapers that are down the river. This is our smallest office floor plate, but at the same time, it offers the best views. If we walk down the east facade to the south, you can see the vestibule that will allow you out on the terrace. I'll take you out on the terrace. There is a second vestibule that's going to be installed just to the north of this one. It's pretty windy. But as you can see, this will have a green roof terrace. It's got the pavers, and then it has this entire area that outdoor seating and plants will be put on with excellent views. The terraces have 6 feet tall glass guardrails, and then it also has, you can see the faceted facade of the curtain wall. Up here we do have exterior mullions. This floor is a little bit unique that the fastening occurs over a 10-foot module, where we'll see on the lower floors that every single panel is faceted every other. The design of the facade actually allows really cool reflections to be captured, but also it kind of mitigates the pillowing appearance that glass naturally has. So it creates a more seamless facade. The other thing is that this guardrail, you can notice there's no lightning protection on it. That's because we designed in it these tall vertical fins that occur every 10 feet. And that actually acts as our lightning protection all the way up here. Okay, let's go back inside. The entire building is equipped with wave to activate motion detectors, so you don't actually have a push button. And that was implemented, the building started design in 2018, and in early 2020 the pandemic happened. So while the building was under construction, it was only like low-rise core was up, a couple floor plates, and then curtain wall was just starting to go up on the lower office floors. So we were able to adjust the design to the pandemic essentially, and that's what we decided to do, the motion waves to action. The building also has destination dispatch. It's got recognition at the turnstile, so you can swipe your key card, but you should be able to walk in. And when you go through the turnstiles, it'll tell you, a projector will project on the floor what elevator to take to get you to your building. So there should be like a zero contact effort to enter into the building. The building also implemented polar ionization after the pandemic as well, which if you're familiar with that, it gives negatively charged ions in the air that makes it, essentially kills viruses and bacteria, or makes it near impossible for them to get through the filters, because this is getting really technical, but we have MER15 filters. And what that means is we've got a dense filter. And what the polar ionization does is it actually makes these molecules, I'm not a biologist, or atoms larger. So now you're making them larger and the filter's denser. So it's going to be caught in the MER15 filters. This floor is still under construction, so you'll see some temporary construction up. This is a view down south. You can see to the south and the west, we have unobstructed views. On a clear day, you can see all the way down to Oak Park. You can see their high rises. There will be green roof on this side as well. Since this floor is recessed from the typical floor plate, it does allow itself to be, it can either be served as an office, conference area, or even an amenity to whoever desires to rent it out. The last special feature on this floor is actually on the north side, which has the views of the city, is a double height space. In my personal opinion, this is definitely the best views in the entire building, is this floor. And you have a view right down the river. You also have a great view. So this building, the developer is Riverside, and they actually have their two buildings right here in view of 110 North Wacker and 150 North Riverside.
So now we're on level 34. You can tell that the views down here are just as great as at 50. You do still see the lake. You have great views of the cityscape on this side. Here you can see that the fastening of the facade is now occurring every 5 minutes, and the facade also has articulated column covers from the interior. This level has a terrace on the north side. It's extremely larger, I would say double the size of level 50. We have some staged furniture. Currently, Riverside Development does use this floor a little bit for marketing to, for like lease development, I would say. Don't really have a term for it. Be careful with this door. It's gonna pull. You probably can't get it. You can tell that this also has a wave to activate. I'll let you go first. This here, you can really tell the differences in the facades. So on the north and south, we have a vertical plane with articulated aluminum extrusion fins. But then on the east and west, which captures the grass and these notched corners, is we have a 5-foot faceting facade. And you can see in like the reflection of the clouds how you get the glass panels that are actually facing northeast is catching one reflection, and the ones that are facing northwest is catching another. And like I said before, it breaks up that pilling effect that glass naturally has, and it creates a great reflection. See, I don't know, did you see the plane go through? It catches on every other. Isn't that cool? So this terrace is extremely nice. We're actually here, I feel like on a pretty windy day, and I have no wind up here, which is awesome. And it's a massive amount of space. Views down south, or sorry, out west also. We do have the lockdown pavers, so wind uplift will not pull them off. Okay, I'm going to take you down to the south facade to show you what we call the peel. So on the north facade, we have these terraces and the massing steps away. To articulate where that occurs on the floors in the south facade, the curtain wall actually slopes in and peels away and creates a small exterior roof and soffit. They are not occupiable, but I wanted to show you so you can actually see the massing up close. So this only occurs on level 34 and 17. And you can see the first 3 panels follow the faceted design. And then it stays in plane with the second one, and then just peels back and folds into a reveal. This is not occupiable. This is just a door hatch for maintenance. Just want to make that clear. And then you views all the way down the river going to the south side. You've got great views of the South Loop. Now that we went over like the floor plate, the enclosure, some of the massing, I'm going to take you into the interiors and we're going to show some upgrades that we did there. One of the things that is unique to this building is that it has a wellness room. which can be used for as a mother's room, or also just as like a medical needs room, essentially, like if you have medicine that needs to be refrigerated or anything of that need. They are over in this elevator bay that also has 2 unisex bathrooms. So 2 unisex bathrooms offer individual privacy, and then the wellness room offers privacy for wellness. This is what is being turned over to tenants. You can see they have a sink, they have lockers that can be used for individual people, there's a trash bin. We designed enough room for a chair with electrical outlets placed strategically. And then this is a nook that a fridge can be put in. So it's a lot nicer than other mother's rooms that I have seen that have been made out of closets. This is a unisex bathroom. It has similar finishes to our regular bathrooms. You can see that we picked a tile that actually mimics the faceting of the facade, so you have this expression of design between the exterior and interior. Also, like a great feature because it offers such a level of privacy. Now I'm going to take you to the bathrooms. These are upgraded bathrooms, so they're our nicest ones in the building, and I really love how they turned out. We have fabric wall covering that is used down at the lobby, and at the amenity floor is used in the bathroom, so you have that unified connection of design. And then there's upgraded toilet partitions that are floor to ceiling with an air gap. So they offer more privacy. We're in the men's restroom right now. You can tell we have the faceted tile once again to create the relationship between the facade and the interior. And the lighting of the mirror was strategically designed to highlight that tile, which I think it turned out great. And then these are the upgraded toilet partitions. So you have a small little 2-inch air gap at the bottom, and we have 9 inches from the top of the ceiling, so that allowed us not having to ventilate and light and sprinkler each individual stall. But they turned out great. They have the privacy detail framing. And then this is the fabric wall covering that's used throughout the building. All of our fixtures are hand activated, which is pretty stereotypical. We did do, Riverside did a lot of research as to hand blowers or paper towel dispensers after the pandemic, and it was determined that more people actually feel comfortable using a paper towel than using a shared hand blower. So that's why we decided to stay with the paper towel. Each bathroom comes with 2 full-height mirrors, which I know all of us females love in bathrooms. That's level 34. Alright, we're in the first floor in our main lobby. Here you can see that we have a glass fin wall. The panels are actually 10 feet wide by 40 feet tall. They were custom made in Germany. The glass fin is actually 4 lights thick, built up for redundancy because they are structurally holding the glass up. They are dent loaded, so they cannot fail. They will not fail. So as I mentioned, the glass is 10 feet wide by 40 feet tall. It was custom made in Germany, brought over here in crates. And the first day that we installed the first piece of glass, it took all day just to do the one glass. There was 12 suction cups on each piece. They had about like 2 feet in diameter. It took 4 construction workers or engineers to program the suction on the suction cups. And then they slowly lifted it up into the ceiling and then set it down into the shoe. It was crazy. There was about 8 men at lifts at the top guiding it in, about 4 men down here guiding down into the shoe, plus the men that program the suction cups and were operating the crane. Eventually, after they got the hang of it, they were able to do 2 pieces of glass a day, but that's the fastest they could go. The other crazy thing is when they installed the east side, with it being so close to the Y column, when they actually got down to the set of Y columns in the middle, they actually had to plot a piece of glass in between the Y columns to set it into its position. And that was because the curtain wall was already installed and you already had a bunch of mechanical equipment in the ceiling. I say it's 23 pieces of glass total for the entire lobby. So it's not that many panes of glass. They're huge. Do you want me to get in the video for scale reference? Living you need at least 13 of me. And then you can tell the fastening of the curtain wall above is carried through the ceiling and brought to the lobby wall. And at the lobby wall, it starts to splay with the white Carrara marble, and then it does come down to the blue Arista granite and is picked up in the grout joints. Currently, the building is open. There are a couple floors that are occupied, but we are still working on some tweaks. One of the main things that we're working on this upcoming week is making sure that the lighting washes these stone walls. I think that we're 95% there. We gotta now coordinate it with scenes from the time of day, and when they are coordinated with the scenes for the time of day, we actually have lobby shades that will come down, and they come to about 13 feet above the floor. And that will help reduce any glare at the security guard desk and reduce any heat gains in the lobby. There is an entrance to the west retail that will go in here. It's currently it's under tenant fit out, so it will be a pair of be a glass storefront wall with doors, and you'll have direct entrance into the restaurant from the lobby. So we have these new fancy turnstiles. You can see here that there's a QR code scanner, a key card scanner, and then it also has a camera. The hopes is that it will be able to video recognize a badge or maybe even facial expression. I'm not too sure. But when you scan your key card, it will tell you your destination dispatch from a projector on the floor. And you can see it's concealed in the louvered ceiling above that is uplit. So once again, the idea is that you can seamlessly enter, wave to activate at the doors, come in through the turnstiles, get on your elevator, go up without ever having to touch anything. As I mentioned, with the grout grooves that come down, we actually have 2 lobby benches that are designed here. They're going to be installed later in the year, and they will actually mimic the fastening and design of the building. You can see over here is a larger bench and planter, and the stone has already been cut out. So you can see how it aligns with the grooves and the fastening of the lobby wall. One thing if I haven't mentioned yet is that BMO Bank is here in the building. They occupy levels 4 through 17. And they will have a branch down here at the lobby. They actually have, it's concealed right now, they have a custom-made glass folding partition that will actually fold into this blue Arista granite wall. Down this corridor, we have back-end glass. We have a fire command panel that's concealed behind glass doors. And then you can see the fabric wall covering is used down here as well. These are the elevators that will take you to the parking garage and the amenity spaces, but I also wanted to inform you that this building is directly connected to Union Station, and if you are working in this building or want to be connected to the pedway, you can take these elevators down to lower level 1, and there is there is a hallway that takes you underground directly into Union Station's platform. Alright, now we're outside and I'm going to show you the plaza. The entire site is 93,000 square feet, and we gave 63,000, which is just over 1.5 acres, to hardscape and greenscape. That's actually not counted underneath the tower. So it's over 1.5 acres large. This will be the largest park in the West Loop. So as you can see here, we call this the breezeway. You're actually going to be walking underneath the tower, walk past the lobby. We have a CTA bus facility to the north of us, and we actually programmed some space for the bus drivers within our facility. We gave them a janitor's closet, an electric room, and a private bathroom. This large steel structure here is actually our monumental sign that is actually exhausting the ComEd vault. We're actually standing above the ComEd vault right now. You can see the very nice glass bridge up at what's called level 2 Mez. That is actually a fire egress bridge, so it won't ever actually be used by participants or occupants, but we had to connect to the stair in order to evacuate people, and we tried to make it designed less impactful as possible, and that's why we went with clear glass. We do have some upcoming exciting news that will be in a press release in a month. We are working with an artist to activate this space, so hopefully in a month you guys can see that information. As you walk through, you can see you're going from a faceted angular building to curves. You can see the west retail bumps out, curves and brings you into the park. You have the CTA facility that curves in and allows the connection to the bus station, but then it also brings you in and it's gathering you to the park and all of the activities. So everything's covered in snow, but I'm going to try my best to describe everything. So as you come through, the curved massings open up. You still see the grandeur of the tower coming down into the park. This will be a retail space to the left, second retail space to the right to help activate the area. As you come in, you can see we got some of our trees planted this last summer, at the end of summer. We'll have one winter before everything's done out here. You can also see that there is kind of like a mound design to help, block off the city noise and also the views to really make you feel like as if you're in a park. And you can see the evergreen trees are already planted there. It's quite tall. It's actually on top of the loading dock entrance, so it helps us being able to get the large trucks into the building. Now, we're standing on a structural slab. There's clearly going to be layers of waterproofing, insulation, and then a colored poured concrete pattern. And then that will get us to the level of, you can see here, the precast benches have already been put into place. They seem too tall to sit on because we're standing on the structural slab. But the poured concrete will come to the gray, and then you'll be able, this is all seating around all the planters. But you can see here the planted cedars come down and they actually slope down, and now the grass will be at this level. And if you can see, there's a vast openness, right? And like the snow is burned up there. This is going to be a gigantic lawn. It is large enough and designed to hold the loads for an ice rink. If the owner ever wants to put an ice rink out here, loads are designed for food trucks, farmers markets. We've talked about it's large enough for a soccer field. So high activity is what is desired in this large lawn. Past the lawn, you can see there's some tiered seating. There's actually an amphitheater there with 2 levels of seating, and it's meant to help, create a impromptu theater assembly type of event. And then, you can see the big mound. It's going to be a great park, and definitely this area needs it. There's not very many surrounding parks at all. Surrounding the oval, you have a series of curved inlets. So there's a tree that comes out, a seating area that goes inside, a tree that comes out, and a seating area that goes inside. And what it's doing is creating smaller individual areas where people can gather to have lunch or hang out and talk. More intimate seating arrangement. We're at the corner of Van Buren and Clinton. So just a block south is the CTA Blue Line. There's several bus stations. There's a gigantic CTA bus station at the end of this one. So definitely this building is all about connectivity and transportation. Here you can see a sign that says Pedway to Union Station. This is a door that will take you through our parking garage and onto the city's Pedway grid. And once you get through the tunnel, you'll actually be on Union Station's platform. You can see that we have a precast facade over here. The panels are also faceted, but this time in a horizontal direction because the overall scale of this facade is only 1 story tall. But it still connects with the building. It still facets and massy. And then as we walk down, we were concerned about building a massive wall. So the park here steps down and spills over into this 3-tier flower plants event. So you'll know there's a park up there. And then down here is the staircase. Oh, I should mention the ADA access is also the pedway access. We also designed a storage room in here for maintenance. They actually keep like salt and snow blowers in there, and they don't have to walk all the way around the building to get to this area. I've gotten several thank yous for that. So the last sandwich facade I wanted to show you is our 4th ADA access to the park. So at the corner of Jackson and Canal, the topography of the site is flat, so that is essentially your ADA access. At the corner of Van Buren and Canal, there is a small little ramp and only 3 steps in topography. At the corner we just went over with the pedway, at the corner there, they have the ramp is taken half a floor level 1, and then you can take an elevator to level 1. This is our 4th. So this is a switchback ramp, and it gives you right to the retail area. So this is our steepest option. It is a 1 to 7.9 slope, so just under 1 to 8. It will have handrails. All the other ADA accesses are 1 to 20, so a lot easier to access. Definitely a lot of layers in this area. Alright, so that's going to conclude our tour. I would like to thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoyed all the cool spaces. There's plenty of more cool spaces, but I try to keep it to the top 10 that I liked. Thank you very much.